I'm going to share a deep fact, and I don't think a lot of people talk about this enough. And that is, when we grow up into adulthood, we really judge ourselves so harshly because we don't understand why we think the way that we do, why we act the way that we do, and why we perceive ourselves the way that we do to the world. And it's because we all don't understand that our childhood affects every part of our lives and who we are when we grow up. And little do you know, your dharma, your purpose, you figure out your purpose when you realize how your parents have treated you and what was your experience as a child. That is a lesson that you need to learn, and that is how you find your purpose. So in today's video, I'm not here to bash your parents. I'm not here to bash parents that aren't awake. I'm here to share with you how to seek and find your integrity without you abandoning yourself for a toxic parent that you may not even know. What is good, you beautiful beings? Welcome back, AwakenOnes, another episode on Embracing Essential Series with your homegirl, Brittany Fontenez. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you've been with me so far, I'm so glad to have you here. On this channel, I speak about spiritual development, emotional awareness, and I do guided readings for your zodiac sign. And I talk about things I feel need to be talked about because our divine right to know more than what we've been told. And I feel that things that help me heal and help on my journey will help and heal you, boo-boo. So I'm just here to speak my truth and hope it assists. But other than that, I want to talk about toxic parents. Now, I know a lot of you guys saw the thumbnail. It's not what you think. When I first awakened upon my journey, my spiritual journey, I started to really bash my parents. I started to bash parents that were so asleep that didn't give their children the space to be their own individual without telling them who they should be. And that always irritated me because it's still a trigger of mine. I don't like being told what to do because all my life I've been demanded to do this, do that, be this, be that, and then being myself wasn't enough. It was wrong to be me. So, I grew up with that mentality of like parents need to chill the fuck out and step the fuck back. I'm just gonna be real honest with you. But today's video, this is not about bashing. Since I've awakened more and opened up my heart more, we have to come to mature standpoint that it's not our parents' fault that they treated us the way that they did and they raised us the way that they did. That is the first thing that we first have to be aware of. That it's not our parents' fault that their parents taught them how to be, and how they are is how they treated us. And we do want to bash our parents because they should know better. They're the adult. But here's the thing. When we're on this journey, a lot of people don't know life. A lot of people don't know the spiritual realm. A lot of people don't know about the heart. They don't know what real unconditional love is. So people, especially parents, express their love through toxicity, express their love through tough love. And a lot of us may think that's not love, but sadly to say it is. But our parents don't know better. So that's the one thing we really got to take accountability for, is that our parents don't know better. So we should not blame them for how our life has become. And we should not blame them for how they treated us as a child. Could they have done better? Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to be honest with yourself. Can your parents have treated you better? Been a better parent? Been there more? Absolutely. My parents definitely could have. But on today's episode, I want to share with you at least 3 signs, maybe 4, maybe 5, but at least 3 signs how you know you have a toxic parent. And when you become aware of these signs, you'll be able to nurture yourself. You'll be able to nurture the inner child that never received that parental love that it needed, and learn how to give yourself that without needing to chase anyone anymore, chasing validation, or even holding resentment toward your childhood and your parents. So just know, you guys, it sucks. Like for me, I'll share with you a story before I get into these signs. My mom hit me up yesterday. And, most of us want our parents to step up. But when we're on this journey, majority of people who go through trauma, go through turmoil, majority of us had to grow up very, very quickly. And because of having to grow up very, very quickly, you're the one who takes initiative. So it seems like you're an adult towards the parent that's supposed to be an adult. And it sucks because it feels like you're the mature one and they're still a child. And it's like your feelings or who you are doesn't matter. It's like narcissistic. It's like all that matters is them. But the thing is that we have to become very conscious and aware that we don't have to be like our parents. Just because they didn't give us the love that we needed, just because they're not there, just because they don't want to see us the way that we want them to see us, does not mean you're not lovable, and it does not mean you should hold resentment towards them. It just means that you can find your own way to be your own person and find what love means to you. Now, for me, I've always been the one to take initiative. And, having my mother that I love dearly don't know how to talk to me. Like, telling me, I'm sorry to bother you. It's not, I know you always make it seem like it's about you and stuff. And, it hurts. It hurts to have a parent that's supposed to nurture you, that brought you into this world, and not support you, not emotionally be there, not even try to understand how you feel. And it hurt. But this is how I've been able to nurture my inner child, to be my own independence, to stand my ground and my own integrity, and to be able to allow myself to know that I am enough. So here are 3 signs to know that you have a toxic parent. And then when you become aware of these signs, how you'll be able to implement these signs, I'll share with you at the end as well. So the first sign that you know you have a toxic parent is that they never ask you how you're doing. It's always about, have you checked up on this person? I need this or I need that. Or they don't even ask you how you're doing, or they don't say, I love you. They just say, I just been thinking about some things that seem bad. You've been on my mind lately. They can't just come out and say it. And that is one sign that you know you have a toxic parent, is that they don't ask you how you're doing. Now, how can you overcome this, and how does this affect you in your adulthood? It affects you in your adulthood because you grow up believing that you don't deserve to be noticed or to be loved or to be catered to. So how do you overcome that, knowing that you dealt with a parent that made you feel like this? You overcome that by first realizing that the love that you desire people to give you, how can you give that to yourself? The love that your parent didn't give you, how can you give that to yourself? In different ways, how can you implement that love and give it toward yourself? That is the only way to overcome it. And majority of the time, you guys, self-love doesn't have to be about buying yourself something or getting a massage. It could literally be you getting on your knees and crying and praying and finally letting it all go. It could be you literally being in the bathtub and just purging because you're just tired of holding things on. It could be you getting rid of all your vices and saying, I'm done. I'm just going to go cold turkey. Love comes in many different forms. But the way to overcome this is by realizing, give yourself what you've been needing. And if you don't know how to do that, then that is your mission to figure it out. Now, the second sign that you know that you have a toxic parent is they always gaslight you. They always make you feel guilty for saying no or choosing you or standing up for yourself, And it sucks to say that because, I've met some parents that said they want their kids to stand up to them because they don't want to tolerate disrespect. We got to learn respect by learning our worth and learning how to give it. So the way to overcome this is by realizing that that's the second sign. You're dealing with a toxic parent is when they gaslight you or they make you feel guilty for choosing yourself. And the reason how this could affect you in adulthood is by thinking that you need to always be there for people. You're thinking that, if you say no to people, they won't love you or they won't be there or they won't help you when you need them. If that's the case, then those people don't deserve you. And I had to realize that today. I had to realize everything I want in life and what is preventing that. And I realized I'm entertaining things that aren't even close to what I want. So I had to put my foot down. And a lot of people didn't like that today. But all I know is that I'm proud because for a long time I could never say no. Because I always wanted someone to love me. And if I say no, they wouldn't. But now I have no problem saying no. And you should have no problem saying no. You should have no problem choosing you. If people have a problem with you choosing you, they do not love you. And they do not have pure intentions for you. But if people respect you choosing you, then those are the type of people that deserve to have you in their life. So the way of how this affects your adulthood is that you try to seek people seeing you. So second sign that you are dealing with a toxic parent is that they make you feel guilty for choosing you. And how this could affect you in adulthood is that people only use you, and then they gaslight you when you start to stand up for yourself, and then it's like a twisted game, like a game of confusion, and it's just like, wait, I didn't do that, I didn't say that. You know what I mean? So the way to overcome this is by being all right alone. I know a lot of us don't want to hear that. I know we don't want to hear that, but here's the thing. I've struggled with abandonment wounds. I've struggled with codependency wounds. I've struggled with emotional attachment strongly. But I've been able to overcome this because I finally became okay with being with myself. And I started to realize, like, Brittany's not bad. Brittany's awesome. Brittany's a blessing. Brittany's loving. Brittany's like, God. Brittany's a miracle. And that may sound selfish, but here's the thing. If you don't see the beauty of how God sees you, no one nor this world will not see you that way. So it's up to you to see yourself that way. And when you do, that's how you could be open to receiving what is meant to fulfill your life, your heart, and you as a person. So that is the second sign. And how to overcome that is by setting boundaries and being okay choosing you. Now, especially if something feels like it's disrespectful, or you feel like you're being used, taken advantage of, or not being heard, choose yourself no matter how uncomfortable it is. The reason why it feels uncomfortable to choose ourselves is because we've never been taught to choose self. But when you start to choose self, here's the thing. You teach people how to treat you. Plain and simple. Now, let's get into the last and final sign that you know you're dealing with a toxic parent and how this affects you and how to overcome it. Now, the last sign that you're dealing with a toxic parent is that they don't know how to appreciate you. I don't know why I just said that, but I feel a lot of aching in people's hearts. You feel like they don't appreciate you. Now, all these signs I'm sharing with you is not for you to resent your parents. It's not for you to hate them. It's not for you to hate your life or your childhood. It's not any of those things, you guys. I'm sharing these signs with you because they affect how you are as a person. The majority of us are walking through this life, listening to the opinions of our parents, listening to what they think they know is best, just only taking in what they say for us and never taking our own thoughts, our own emotions, what we want into account. I'm here to share with you how to be your own individual, how to be your own person and have what you desire and know that you have a right to want what you want, even if your parents don't agree. Because here's the thing, and a lot of people are not going to want to hear this. Your parents didn't make you. The universe, God, whatever you want to believe in, used your parents to make you. Your parents don't own you. You own you. So the last sign that you know you're dealing with a toxic parent is that they don't appreciate you. And how does this affect you as you grow older? Is that you attract people who are emotionally unavailable and who only have an agenda to take from you but not really reciprocate what you are giving out. And the way that this sign from a toxic parent can affect you is by realizing that you think there's something wrong with you. So you allow people to take advantage of you, you allow people to use you, you allow yourself to be walked all over because subconsciously you believe that you're not worthy of love, of goodness, of attention. So subconsciously and consciously you attract people in situations that only define that limiting belief. So the way to overcome this limiting belief is by realizing what are things that you want people to appreciate about you and learn how to appreciate those things. We can't have someone see us until we see ourselves. So if you don't know the best qualities of yourself, boo-boo, I highly suggest get a notebook, get a diary, and write down the best qualities about yourself that you love. But also write down the qualities that you do not love about yourself, and find a way to love all those fucking qualities, and find a way to appreciate how they make up the beautiful essence that you are. And that is the only way you could be able to overcome this trauma, this mental, emotional trauma of a parent that treated you like shit because they felt like shit. That's why I don't want you to resent your parents, because the way they treated you is the way their parents treated them, and they don't know how to be different because they think that is love and that is normal. But if for you it's not, then that means you're meant to break that curse, and you're meant to break that paradigm, and meant to bring in a new sense of definition of what love really is to your children and to your children's children. So other than that, beautiful beings, just know this video is here to help you have integrity, stand up for yourself. I'm gonna be real blunt. I've shared this with plenty of people in my life, and their parents have kicked them out, have degraded them, have shunned them. I'm here to tell you, if that happens to you, just know it happened because there's a bigger purpose and a family out there who's truly meant for you. Just because your blood don't love you doesn't mean that they're your real family. Blood's just like water. It's thicker and a different color. What makes you family? What makes you family, cousins? What makes you all of that is by the love and the respect that someone has for you and you have for them. And just know our parents can be our biggest karmics. So our hugest lesson upon this planet is not to get attached to our parents, not to get attached of making them happy, but to detach and to find our own individuality and to seek what is true happiness for us, not for others. So I know, you beautiful beings, that's all I have for you, boo-boos. If you got any clarity, any upliftment, any activations, or just like, damn, this is what I needed, hit that like button, boo-boo, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification button. If you want to book your own personal reading or healing session, all the information down in the description box below to be directed to my website to book your appointment. But other than that, you beautiful beings, I love you guys so much, and until then, I'll see you on the next one.